help. Here.
You wanna go? Tushy! Your belly's bigger than it used to be, girl. Hey guys, Steve, got my beautiful wife here, Dorothy, with me, 6 Day Ranch. Beautiful Saturday, a little windy, but man, it feels good out here. It was super hot last weekend, and we're really excited to get some things done around here today. We're gonna work on the new permanent area for the pigs in the back of the pasture. That's way back there behind the well house, that white building back there. Way on the other side of that is where we're gonna put them. We want them far from the house. For obvious reasons, pig stink. We're gonna keep their area as large and as clean as we can, so hopefully they won't be too bad. But we're gonna put them out there, and there's also a good water source out there, so it's gonna make it a little bit easier. I wanted to show you guys, Max, stop it. I want to show you guys, last weekend, we built this shelter for them out in the pasture for their area. We framed it out in 2x4s. It's on 4x6 skids. Outside covering, we used just your standard fence pickets because they were cheap, for one, and two, because pigs are destructive, and if they bust a board off of here, it's a very easy and cheap fix to replace. So that's why I went with that for the outside. Some people use metal. I figured the pigs would have just busted and dented the metal all up. Metal is lighter, so it would be easier to move. We have not moved this yet. I've got some eye bolts that are going to go down on each corners. We're going to hook a chain to it, and the mule, I'm very curious to see how well the mule will drag this thing, because I have no way to know how heavy this thing is. I guess I could do the math on all the wood, but I'm too lazy for that. So I want to take you guys around and show you what it looks like. Nothing special. Like I said, this was just I don't know, maybe 6 hours is what we put into this. 6 foot wide by 10 feet long. It's right at about 5 feet on the front, drops down a foot to about 4 feet on the back, and we've just got corrugated metal on top. That's what it looks like on the inside. And of course we have sign our work. Max approves. Max, you have slobber on your head.
No.
Gross, man.
No. He was barking at the pigs.
Leave those pigs alone, man. Also, guys, want to show you real quick. We castrated the pigs, or we had help castrating the pigs yesterday. The 2 males that are going to be our meat pigs are doing great. They took it like a champ. They hated being held down a lot worse than the process itself. Right afterwards, they got right up and they were just fine. But they're doing really good. They're hungry. We're going to be feeding them here pretty shortly. But they're doing great. As you guys probably saw in the other video, we have new life on the farm, guys. Every single time we see God's creation come to life, it never ceases to amaze us. It's beautiful. These girls, well, hopefully they're girls. These 2 were born just this morning. One of them, the smaller one here, maybe 30 minutes ago. So she's about 30 minutes old out into the world. And this little one over here, she was our first fighter, and she was born yesterday, and she worked all day long to peck herself out of that egg, but she did great. You can tell she's drier and more fuzzy, a lot cuter than these little guys, because they still got all that egg junk on them. But one thing that a lot of people don't know is when these guys are born, the yolk and all the other nutrients that are inside the egg is actually enough to sustain them for about 48 hours. So they don't need food or water for about 48 hours, and it's actually best to keep them in the incubator for at least 12 hours. Would you stop it? For at least 12 hours. It helps them dry off, keeps the humidity up, and it keeps them nice and warm. Speaking of which, we need to put this lid back on, but I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Yeah, and real quick while we're in here, on these 2, you can see the little pip holes on those other 2 chicken eggs. For whatever reason, my beautiful wife only put 5 chicken eggs in here, so it's an odd number.
It's all we had at the time. We ate
at the
all the
time.
other ones.
So we've got 3 of them hatched. 2 more are alive and well in those eggs. And if you look, that egg is actually moving. If I can hold this camera steady enough, you can see that one moving.
Wow.
She's trying to get out of there. The rest of these eggs are duck eggs, and they are due next week. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. I got about 12 foot of chain. We got some hooks we're going to put on each end of the chain, and we're simply going to put some eye bolts around each corner of this shelter to make it movable. So in theory, all we'll have to do is use this chain, latch the hooks on, and then pull it with the mule, the truck, or whatever we need to move it around. We're going to use the same concept for the mobile chicken coop. At the time, because of the quarantine, all we had was some rope, so we just drilled some holes, made some knots, and used the rope to pull it, which worked fine. But I like the chain idea, and I like the idea of it being removable, so that's what we're going to do. Some people use lag bolts, and they just get a lag bolt and a washer and attach a chain and affix it, which works fine, except that over time that lag bolt is going to loosen up. Use one of these guys with a couple of washers. That's not going to go anywhere. It's going to hold in place for a while, and if it loosens up, you can tighten it. So we're about to put this on there, and here in a little bit we're going to do our first move, and we're going to show you guys, and we'll see if the mule can handle it. So we are about to do our very first move of this thing. Wish us luck, guys, because we have no idea how well the mule is going to pull this thing. It's got a towing capacity of about 1,000 pounds. I highly doubt this thing weighs that much, but like I said, I'm too lazy to do the math on how much this ended up weighing with all this wood. So I got really beefy chain. We could have used a lot smaller chain, but this is the smallest size TSC had. See how we've got those hooks hooked up to the eye bolts? We don't have enough washers, so I wasn't able to put the eye bolts on the other side, so I just drilled the holes. But basically it's the exact same concept. So you have an eye bolt on each side, hook that's removable, and all we do is loop the chain around the hitch ball on the back of the mule. That also allows for it to move and slide back and forth, so when you're turning it's not as rigid when you're pulling. So we're gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. Miss Beautiful here is going to do the honors. Awesome, thank you, babe. Okay. So I'm gonna stand back here.
Really fast, right?
Yeah, as fast as you can go.
Okay.
Please don't. Nice and slow. Just slowly start turning, because we got to go around that big tree. All right. It's moving. She's so nervous about pulling this thing. Yeah, ideally we would have been able to build this thing closer to where it goes, but this slab, even though I've got this big busted hole, maybe I'll tell you guys about that one day, I need to fix it. This slab is the most level area that we have. So, and of course it's close to the air tools and everything else, so it just makes more sense. So far it's looking great. That's pulling it no problem. That's great. The goats must be tired this morning. Usually they are all up in our grill when we're in here. They were way on the back side of the pasture over there on the south end, and they're slowly making their way out here. Check everything out.
Jules! Come here, baby. Look at your little waddle. What is it, Billy? Come on, Billy. Come on. Come here, buddy.
Bet Jules will go in there. Yeah, she
Jules
doesn't.
is like, I'm coming. Hi, Jules.
What do you guys think? Y'all's new shelter will be done very soon.
Hi, baby. Hi. Hi, Rip. Oh. Something scared him.
That was the mule.
Come here. Oh.
She gone.
Yep, they're around the backside.
You guys approve? What do y'all think?
They're more interested in the mule.
There's no food in there. What do you think, Billy? Billy's got a mean goatee going there. Good job, buddy. He's styling.
He doesn't have his little baby goat face
No,
anymore.
he doesn't.
Look.
Tushy, what are you doing?
Me and Steven, we're sitting here and we're talking about the pig pen and it looks like Tushy. I'm sorry, I don't know why it's so funny. She got stuck.
I'll help that poor goat.
Can you come help? Here.
You want to go?
I'm
Tushy, your belly's bigger than it used to be, girl.
Ow! Ow!
Goat problems. Billy, how come you didn't help your girl out? He's over here eating leaves. Oh, there she goes.
Ow!
Not even a thank you.
Nope. Her horn got me.
We're gonna have to come in and cut that branch off just in case she gets stuck in there again. That was pretty funny. Are you okay? Yes, we're laughing at you, Tushy.
Tushy.
She's like, what's so funny? You! She can't face the camera. She's like, just walk it off, nothing happened. Nobody saw.
I'm sorry.
Checking on the garden real quick, guys, see if there's anything that needs to be harvested. And check this out. It's hard to see, but deep inside that flower is a little bee. She's pollinating for us. God's little creatures doing their work. I see a big old cucumber in here. It's kind of hard to tell because the squash and the cucumber kind of grew together, but there's a cucumber there. Looks like it's ready, and I see a few. There's another one back there. Awesome. Got some squash coming up. Cilantro's looking really good. These are those weird squash that Dorothy bought. We're gonna see what those taste like. Got our okra and peppers. Tomatoes are looking really good. We need to tame them. They need to be tied up a little bit better, but they're growing really well. Especially these cherry tomatoes. You can see some down here on the vine and up here. Oh, we're gonna have all sorts of cherry tomatoes soon.
Yes.
Straight.
Yep.
Hey guys, Steve and Dorothy here. We just finished, well, we're almost finished with the pig pen. And what we did is we used T-posts and cattle panels to surround this whole thing. Our goal is to not have to use electrical wire or hot wire. We'll see if that works or not. If we have any issues with them digging, we'll have to use electrical wire. But we also wanted to use cattle panel because in a pinch, if we needed to isolate a goat or another type of animal that we might have later on, this would be a really good size area to safely keep that animal. So that was our other reason for going with the cattle panel. If you guys can see, we took advantage of back corner of the pasture, and we came out roughly 60 feet by 60 feet, and we just ran cattle panel and T-posts all the way around. These are 16-foot cattle panels, and we just put a T-post roughly every 8 feet. We have not figured out what we're going to do for a door yet, so what we did here on this end is we measured it pretty tight here, and we're going to either use some wire or some sort of clips. Not the most ideal, but it'll work for now until we figure out a better permanent solution for a door. We also made this section here big enough to where we can get the mule in here if we need to as well. So that's another plus.
Hey guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I just wanted to make sure that y'all know Tushy's right over there. She's okay, she wasn't injured when she got stuck. Steven actually came through and cut that branch off. Our pig pen is almost finished. Hopefully we can finish it tomorrow or in the next few weeks. We'll keep you updated on that. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time.